Hello class and welcome to Module 5. The focus of this module will be on meditation, identifying the strengths and weaknesses of meditation, and how we can practice meditation. I didn't really touch on this last module, but I do want to point out that you do not have to practice meditation to be mindful. It is a technique and a skill you can use to be mindful, but again, it's a technique. I wanted to explore it because it is for most people, a major aspect of mindfulness. I was creating this lecture, I was watching YouTube TV, and it's interesting now on YouTube TV, they'll pop up some picture of nature and some music in the background. It's just an opportunity for you, I guess, to be mindful or to practice meditation. Rather than show a commercial, they just show something in nature. I guess the idea is for you to have a mental break. And I thought that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish with meditation. And hopefully you began your journey practicing meditation. And you actually got to explore the practice, try to get into some type of routine, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. When's the best time to practice it? Would you prefer the morning, evening, at school? Just taking a few times to actually meditate. I know I mentioned this last week, but I just equate it to going to the gym, where we don't always want to. There are some days it's the last thing we want to do. But if we do take a few minutes and meditate, hopefully you will feel better after. And if nothing else, at least you get to enjoy the process and learn a little bit more about how your body or what your body is actually saying to you. It can be amazing how long or short 5 minutes can be. Sometimes it'll fly by, other times 5 minutes seems like 5 hours. So looking at the strengths and weaknesses of meditation, we could all go to Google right now and just search strengths and weaknesses of meditation. And there are numerous articles, almost endless, I guess, articles available on the strengths and some of the weaknesses or the benefits of meditation. And we're going to dive into that a little bit more. So when we think about some of the strengths, there's been a wealth of research conducted on this topic, trying to figure out how meditation can be beneficial. Research has indicated that it can actually make us mentally and physically healthier. We become calmer, more relaxed, a reduction in stress. It can help with our anxiety. It can improve our memory and awareness. There's been a lot of research being conducted in regards to how meditation can help with memory. And it can improve the awareness of our body and what our body is actually telling us. And we're almost able to reconnect with our body because we become more mindful, more present, more focused. Prior to creating this video, I just took a quick walk down the hall, 30 seconds, and just tried to listen to my body. I could feel, my feet were a little sore, but just listening to my walk, how I was feeling, I felt a little tired, and just noticing those little signs from my body that I maybe wouldn't have realized on a normal walk down the hall. Without saying there are some weaknesses or areas of concern in regards to meditation. And I'm sure being a week into this process, we could probably come up with a few on our own. Without a doubt, it can be challenging, especially initially when we start. It's easy to say, to bring on that sensitive feet and think, I'm unable to even meditate for 20 seconds. How am I ever going to make 5 minutes? Or I always wonder how people do it for hours a day, how they're able to do it. And you can just feel defeated, or it just becomes repetitive where, okay, I'm going, I got my mind's cleared. I'm listening to my breathing. I'm relaxed. All of a sudden, here comes a thought. Then here comes a thought, and just blocking those out. Meditation can be very time intensive, depending on how long you go. As I just mentioned, there are people that meditate for hours a day. So it can become time intensive, and at least initially it can feel like a waste of time. Like, okay, I just spent 5-10 minutes meditating and I got absolutely nothing out of that experience. So as we actually delve down into the meditation practices, you have your traditional, and then the practice I want to focus on is walking meditation. It was what was focused on quite a bit in the book, and I like it because it's a little different approach. It's different than what most people assume meditation looks like. And I think it's also easier, especially initially, to get into walking meditation. Plus, you have the benefit of exercise, so you can kind of combine two goods into one. So thinking about if we go for walks, most of us probably go out for a walk at least a few times a week. And what is our focus? When you go out for a walk, do you have music on? Are you going to talk with a friend, family, or are you trying to get somewhere? A good example for me is our family will go for walks, and I think about what is the purpose of our walks? What are we trying to accomplish on those walks? Yes, I would say the main component is exercise, just to get out and get moving. Sometimes we talk. I think sometimes my wife would like it better if I didn't talk. I've been asked numerous times to not go on those walks, so maybe I do talk a little bit too much. I know my son will go and he'll talk the whole time, so we kind of lose the mental aspect of it. But you're outside. You get to relax, kind of unwind, de-stress, talk about issues you might have. And that's somewhat, the approach we want to take with walking meditation. So we may not be that far from actually walking meditation without even trying. But with walking meditation, the purpose isn't to get anywhere. We're not trying to go somewhere. The goal is just to be present in that journey and not be on autopilot. The good thing with walking meditation is it can be performed anywhere. You don't need a special track. Ideally, you walk in a straight line, but that may not be an option either. When we do our walking meditation, hopefully we can clear our mind and be present, but we also get the opportunity to listen to our bodies and what our bodies are telling us. So when we think about the actual technique, as you walk, just pay attention to the sensations of your body. For example, how do your feet feel? I mentioned earlier my feet are a little sore. Make connections with the sensations of your body. Do you feel tired? Do you feel sore? As you're walking, feel each footstep as it rolls from heel to toe. Feel your muscles and your tendons as your feet and your legs move along. And feel the movements in your body, your arms moving up and down, whatever you do when you walk. And once you focus on that, then you can also focus on your surroundings and what's going on around you. Are there any noises around you? Focus on the weather. Can you hear the wind blowing in the trees? Can you smell the cut grass? Can you feel rain? Can you feel breeze? What is going on around you? Can you see car lights reflected from the windows? Can you see whatever it may be? Just soak up the experience and have that be your focus. It's amazing how much is going on around us when we just take the time to actually soak it in. As we're doing this, be aware of our breath and use that as your anchor to keep you present or to get you back in the present. So if you're walking, all of a sudden your mind starts to take over, distractions start coming in, just take a deep breath, refocus, Go back to focusing on your walking. Go back to focusing on your surroundings, whatever works for you. You just gently guide your mind back to be in the present. And then just walk as long as you feel comfortable doing so. For some of us, we may walk 30 or 40 minutes a day. Again, for our assignments, we only need 5 minutes, and just embrace the opportunity. If nothing else, it's an opportunity to train ourselves, to become more mindful, to become present, and just truly enjoy the walk. Enjoy the process and those sensations around us. As I said, I think you'll be surprised how much is going on around us if we just take the time to enjoy it. So as we wrap up this module, I want you to continue to focus on your meditation practices and enjoy the process and the journey. If it's horrible, hey, enjoy that process. Learn from that after we conclude our assignment. If you decide I never want to meditate again, I have no issues with that. I would just enjoy the process. And remember, most importantly, this is your time and this is your opportunity to focus on yourself and to be in the present.